Okay. Okay, cool. Find the inverse. Chapter 4, number 41.
Yeah.
By the what?
By the row reduction method.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
That's
So,
what I'm asking.
how would I find the inverse if they just told me to find the inverse? What was the procedure I showed you guys? Yeah, you kind of set it equal to the identity matrix.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what you're trying to
so slap an identity matrix on there. Oops. What's the last row on the identity?
0, 0, 1.
0, 0, 1. Okay. So I'm going to take the matrix that I started with, augment by the identity matrix, and then 1.
Trying to get the identity matrix on the other side.
Good. If I can turn this into an identity matrix, then I'll be all set. Right? Okay, so to try to turn this into the identity matrix, what's the first number I target?
Row 1 middle.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not far off now.
Cool. You get a choice. You can pick this one or this one. Doesn't matter which one you pick.
Okay.
Sure, let's do this one. So what do I do to get rid of this one?
Thank you.
I think I want to subtract the top row, right? You guys see that? Okay, so I'm going to write minus the top row, just kind of in the margin here. So there's minus the top row. Then I'm going to make a new system. What am I going to do to the top row?
Leave it.
Leave it. Perfect. 1, 1, negative 1, augmented by 1, 0, 0. Okay, and what's happening to the middle row?
Subtracting 1 from the first 2 columns and adding 1 to the far right column.
Perfect. I'm subtracting the top row from it, right? Which really amounts to taking the middle row and adding this blue thing that I made out of the first row. So I get 0, negative 1, 2, negative 1, 1, 0. Okay, and how about the third row? What did you do to that?
Nothing.
So I got 2, 1, 1, augmented by 0, 0, 1. Okay. So for reference, this step was row 2 turns into row 2 minus row 1. You guys see that? That's really what I did there. Okay, what's my next thing to target? Good. I want to get rid of this 2. How am I going to do that?
Times row 1 by negative 2 and add it to row 3.
Perfect. So in the margin off to the bottom here, I'm going to write minus 2 row 1. Yeah? So that's minus 2 minus 2 2
Minus 2.
minus 2 0 0, right? That was really taking this whole thing and multiplying by negative 2. And then I'm going to what? Rewrite my whole deal? Okay. What do I do the first row?
Same thing you've done every single time.
Perfect. Leave it alone?
Yep.
So I got 1, 1, negative 1, augmented by 1, 0, 0. What did you do to the middle row?
Nothing.
Nothing. What might it be a good idea to do to the middle row?
Multiply it by negative 1.
Flip the sign.
Yeah, I think flip the signs and that might be a good idea. So I'm going to do that. Does it matter that I do that while I'm doing this other step?
No.
No, because the other thing I was going to do is just leave it alone, right? Okay, so I'm going to flip the signs on it. So I got 0, 1, negative 2, 1, negative 1, 0. You guys see that? Okay, how about your last row? What's your last row going to be?
0.
Okay, so that's going to be the black and the blue from over here. So 0,
Negative 1.
negative 1,
3.
3,
Negative 2, 0, 0.
negative 2, 0, 1. Cool. Alright, so now what? What's your next thing to target? So far I'm almost looking like the identity matrix, right? I got the first column down. Second column looks kind of dorky. So what's your next thing to try to fix here?
You gotta get rid of that -1.
Yeah, I think this is my next item. I gotta get that triangle of zeros, right?
Add row 2 to row 3.
Perfect. Yeah, I don't even have to multiply anything. I can just add those together. Okay. So, what am I going to do to the first row? Nothing. So I got 1, 1, -1, augmented by 1, 0, 0. Second row? Nothing, right? Just leave it. Okay, so I just copied down the second row. And third row, what am I going to get? 0? 0? 1. Okay, so I'm adding, good. And this guy?
-1,
-1,
-1.
-1, and 1. Cool. Okay, so how's my third row looking?
Pretty good.
Good. How's my second row looking?
Close.
Getting there, but currently no bueno, right? So how do I get, what am I trying to get rid of in that second row?
-2.
Yeah, I gotta target this guy, right? I chased till I had the lower triangle. I've got the diagonal the way I want it. So I want to try to get this upper triangle going. And really, it doesn't matter whether you target this one or both. I'm going to target this one because that's what you guys suggested. How do I target that thing?
Multiply row 3 by 2 and add it to row 2.
Okay, so I'm going to multiply row 3 by 2. So I got 0, 0, 2, -2, -2, 2. Just kind of off in the margin, right? And then what am I going to do with that? How about this? What am I going to do to the first row? Jack, right? So I got 1, 1, -1, 1, 0, 0 in the first row. What am I going to do to the third row? Also nothing, right? I was happy with that one. So I got 0, 0, 1, -1, -1, 1. And I'm actually done with that row, right?
Yes.
So I'm not going to do anything except leave it alone or maybe play with it, right? What do I mean by play with it?
Use it to. mess
Yeah,
with
use it as a tool to mess with the other rows, right? But as it stands, I'm going to leave that thing alone. So what's my middle row become?
0, 1,
0, 1,
0,
0,
-1,
-1, -3,
2.
2. Cool. All right, so now I've got the bottom two rows good. Okay. How do I get the top row good? What do you target?
You
Second
do
two, or second one, just two.
Yeah, really you need to target either of these, right? Which one's maybe low-hanging fruit?
So -1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this one is.
Yeah, you just add row 3 to it.
Perfect. Okay, so now, big moment. I'm going to change row 1 for the first time in this whole process. Right? So I'm going to leave the other two rows alone. So the second row is 0, 1, 0, augmented by -1, -3, 2. And the last row is 0, 0, 1, augmented by -1, -1, 1. And the first row becomes what?
1, 1, 0.
1, 1, 0. Okay, so you're adding row 1 and row 3 together and then putting it in row 1. And then here you get
0, -1.
0, -1, 1. Seems legit. Then what?
Gotta get rid of that second one.
Okay, so I'm trying to target this guy. How do I target that then?
You would multiply the second row by -1 and then add that to.
Okay, so if I flip the signs on the middle row, I've got 0, -1, 0, 1, 3, -2, yeah? And I want to add that to the first row. So, second row, I'm going to leave alone. Third row, also leave alone, right? So I got 0, 1, 0, and 0, 0, 1. And those are both augmented by stuff, the same stuff I've had for a while, right? And that top row becomes what?
1, 0, 0.
1, 0, 0, I would hope, right? I've been aiming for the identity, I hope it got there now. And the other side, the augment, is 1, 2, -1. So where's my inverse matrix?
On the right side.
That's this one. Okay, so my answer is, go back to the beginning, need an eraser. Okay, so way back at the beginning, they asked me for what?
The inverse of the original matrix.
Okay, so I started with this matrix, and I'm saying, all right, the inverse of that matrix is the matrix 1, 2, -1, -1, -3, 2, -1, -1, 1. Okay. Did I get it right?
Oh, I don't know.
Perfect, good, let's not look.
Don't look, but.
Don't. What's the vast, why don't I want you to look?
Because we're so good, we already know.
Commitment
that.
is key.
No,
Realize
because
the
commitment is
answers.
key, and because I probably made an arithmetic mistake somewhere.
Oh,
So just trust that you made a mistake and move on.
Yeah, totally. So the tool for inverting matrices is not necessarily your brain, right? There's not really anything here that's very creative, right? You guys all see that? I did like an algorithm. I started with that lower triangle and just one by one knocked those things out. Then I scaled the diagonal, then I went and knocked out the upper triangle. But there wasn't any thinking in any of that. So the
Well, I
tool
disagree.
for, okay, after you've done 7 of these,
Okay.
then the tool for this will be a calculator or a computer. I want you to know what that thing's doing so you understand if it pitches an error at you, like what that means.
Okay.
But yeah, this process is a little bit too arithmetic heavy for human beings to be good at it. You guys okay with that?
Yeah.